If you've ever had the experience of being in someone's company or even talking to them on the phone and then suddenly feeling like your life energy has been sucked out of you, then you've had an experience with an energy vampire. Now, there's an insightful book on this by James Redfield called The Celestine Prophecy. So I'm going to run through what the 4 different energy vampire types are and help you to identify them. If you're an INFJ, empath, or highly sensitive person, then you'll be particularly vulnerable to energy vampires. So it's really important that you watch the entirety of this video so that you can really use this framework to help you in your life. Let's start with the first type of energy vampire, which is an intimidator energy vampire. This type of energy vampire uses dominance and aggression to basically control situations and relational dynamics. In an interaction with this type of energy vampire, you may find that you feel suddenly powerless or very intimidated. The ground beneath your feet seems to fall away and all of your energy is being sucked out by them. So fortunately, I haven't had too many dealings with this type of energy vampire. The 1 or 2 occasions when I have experienced this, I was having a conversation with somebody and they started becoming very shouty. They started to take up more space and there was this real vibe of verbal aggression. And rather than getting sucked up in it and giving all of my energy to them, I really stood my ground. That is very important, just creating that kind of energetic space and standing your ground when you are dealing with energy vampires. Next, we have the interrogator energy vampire. And this is where a person just keeps on asking questions and questions and questions. So they're basically interrogating you. You don't feel like you're having a conversation. It's an interrogation. I have personally experienced this a few times. The first time when somebody hadn't established rapport with me, but was asking lots of very personal questions, which would have required me to be very vulnerable with them. And because they hadn't established rapport with me, I didn't feel comfortable revealing, very personal information about myself. So I pushed back and that created this uncomfortable situation. There are situations where people just really kind of just try to extract information from you, and that's their way of getting energy from you. The third type of energy vampire is the aloof energy vampire. This is a type of person who will establish a connection and then they will pull away. You effectively feel like you are neglected or abandoned by this person. They create emotional distance and can become unresponsive or dismissive. So if you've ever experienced a relationship dynamic with somebody who is an avoidant, then you've probably experienced this type of energy vampire before. As soon as you start connecting with them, then they start pulling away and creating that distance. You start giving them energy, and that is how they extract energy from you. Finally, we have the poor me energy vampires, and I have to say that I've probably come across this energy vampire the most. These are people who always have some big drama in their life or some big sob story. There's always a reason as to why they are a victim in the play that's playing out in their universe. They're constantly seeking attention and sympathy, and that is how they get energy from you. So the attention, the time, the energy, the sympathy that you give them is how they extract your energy. So tell me, have you come across one or more type of energy vampire in your life? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know what kind of impact it had on you. It's especially important for us INFJs, empaths, and highly sensitive people to be able to identify energy vampires quickly. We're more susceptible to absorbing this kind of negative energy and actually more susceptible to people taking energy from us. So we just have to be extra vigilant. And then really thinking about what type of behavior we are happy to accept and what type of behavior we're not happy to accept. So you might not have realized it before that you were dealing with an energy vampire. You just felt drained, but you didn't understand why. Now you understand how they can show up, and that is the first step. By recognizing the signs of energy vampire behavior, we can learn to set more healthy boundaries and also protect ourselves and our well-being. I'll make a video on effective boundary setting and I'll link it above just so you can check that out. If you haven't subscribed already, then please make sure you subscribe so that you stay up to date with all the videos that I release on this channel. I'm going to try and be a lot more consistent. I also have a newsletter where I share my musings about life as an INFJ, empath, and highly sensitive person. So please do sign up for that as well. Have a beautiful day. Take care now. Bye.